So while I was growing up, one of the things that actually left an imprint about who God is to me personally was one of the experiences I had with my dad. During my higher institution days, I needed a laptop to learn graphics design and also to learn digital marketing. So, but because I was so scared of my dad prior to then, I was always scared of my dad. He's so disciplined and so strict. He can beat you for the least thing you can ever imagine. So I feel like, why should I tell this man this thing? I told my mom. My mom said she doesn't have money. I should tell my dad about it. So I was scared to tell my dad for about a month. I just left it unsaid. And I was suffering inside because I needed this thing so badly. So I think after a month, I traveled home. While I was home, I just summoned courage that morning. After greeting him, I told him about the laptop. The first thing he did, oh God, Emmanuel, calm down. First thing he did was he shouted at me, told me, Ibolo for what you keep this money in my account, something like that. Sorry about my Yoruba. Sorry. So he was so annoyed and I was so perplexed. I became furious inside of me. I left home. Think from that morning till evening, I just went to see my friends just to cool off the temper and everything. I came back later in the night. When I came back in the night, I saw my dad discussing with someone. And prior to then, my dad bought two goats and some chickens that he planned to use for Christmas because he loves this philanthropy style. He wants to give people this and that and that and that. So, and I saw him discussing with a man. That same evening, the person came with a small vehicle, all these pigeons to carry the goats and the chicken. I was surprised. What's this man doing? I'm not going to celebrate Christmas again. Okay, you didn't give me the laptop, and won't you also celebrate Christmas for us? So I was also annoyed. The following morning, around 11, my dad just called me to go to his room to carry what was inside. When I got to the room, I met a brand new laptop. Oh my! I was so surprised. The same man that shouted at me yesterday, then while I was crying and everything, he called me, he said, everything I did for you was out of love. If you see me chastise you while you were young, beat you while you were young, it's because I love you. The first test of love is sacrifice. So if I can't sacrifice for you, that means I don't love you. If I'm only beating you and chastising you, there is no love. And if I'm only sacrificing for you and only pampering you also, there is no love. So and that particular scenario taught me a major dimension and a major character of God. That God is committed to everything that concerns you. You are only scared, you thinking that something is too big for God to do for you, or for you to ask from God, or something, a certain request is too small for you to ask from God. You're only deceiving yourself. God is committed to the least thing that you can imagine about. A portion of the scripture says that he knows the hair strand of our hair. So if he knows the hair strand on our head, that means that he's committed to every single detail about our lives. So why have you absconded from his presence? He wants you. He is lingering for you, just like the prodigal son and the father. The father was always waiting for the prodigal son to come back. But you've absconded from his presence. He's calling you back today. They are the things that you think is driving you away. Those are the things that he even wants to fix first. You might think that you are addicted to something, and because of that, you've absconded from his presence. That is the first thing he wants to fix. So return back to his presence. Don't worry about anything. That is where you can be washed. You can't wash yourself outside. The prodigal son did not get himself washed outside. He came with that same dirt before the father washed him. So go back to his presence. Don't be scared to make your demands. Don't be scared to make your requests. And in that process, transformation will certainly come in. The goal of communicating with God, the end goal is not you receiving from him. The end goal is transformation.